calibrated spins. These are also known as paddle turns, mostly because you keep your leg on your leg. You keep your weight on one leg and you kind of paddle around with the other foot. So I'm going to be referring a little bit to that paddle idea, but we also want to call them calibrated spins because when we're doing these in a group, we want to calibrate those spins to be timed together. So everyone in the group is facing front at the same time and coming around at the same time. And we're going to talk a little bit about what we do with our feet, with our posture, and with our head in these spins. So first let's talk about those feet. We want to keep those feet close together the whole time. And as I indicated before, we're going to keep our weight on one leg through the turn. The other leg is really kind of what's getting you around. All right? So as I do this, if I'm starting facing my dance angle, I'm just going to sort of step directly down stage and just put the ball of the foot down. But those feet are still really close together. I'm going to use a little pressure into the ball of that foot to pivot halfway to the back. Pardon my balance. And then I'm going to bring that same foot through and pivot around again and come back to where I started. So that is one, boom, boom, calibrated spin. All right? Now, our arms can be in a few different places. We can hold them in a nice strong second. We can hold them up here in what we like to call extreme fourth. We can do it in open fourth. There's a lot of places that we can take our arms for this particular movement. So I'm not going to get detailed about that, except to say that the arms should be strong. Whatever position you hold them in, the weaker the arms are, the weaker the posture will become. We want our posture to be nice and upright and strong and over our center, because when we're down there in our bent leg and doing our spins, the more upright we can be with our upper body, the less likely it is that we're going to pull ourselves off balance. So I'm going to lift the rib cage, my abs are in, shoulders are down. I'm going to have a nice, strong, lifted elbow position in my hands, and I'm going to do a couple really little slow turns. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you'll notice that my standing leg, the one that's holding my weight, never left the ground. It's just sort of sliding on the ground in those moments where I'm taking pressure and putting it into the ball of the other foot. Of course, we could go in the other direction. I'm just going to stick with one direction today. You're going to find that one direction is easier for you than the other. Most of us have the same direction. I'm going to let you discover what that is on your own. The last thing I want to talk about in our paddle turn or calibrated spin technique is the idea of spotting. Spotting allows you to spin for longer and faster without getting dizzy as quickly. Notice I didn't say without getting dizzy, period. That's not a thing. So we are going to be looking over. I'm going to look over that downstage shoulder as I'm turning away from you. So I'm going to go here. Now I'm going to keep trying to look at you as long as I can, and before I have to strain something or snap my neck, excuse me, I'm going to look out over the other shoulder. Bring my head back around to where I'm looking directly back at you. I'm going to keep my gaze on you as I come back around to the front and the back. So this idea of finding a fixed spot to focus on. So when you come back to the same spot. Now I'm recording this on my phone, so every time I come around in my spin, I'm going to find my phone, that camera. So it's going to look like I'm looking right at you as I spin. If you're practicing at home, you can use anything. A picture on the wall, or maybe a spot on your TV if you're practicing in front of a television. If you practice in front of a mirror, well, what's at eye level that you can find easily? Your own face. It's a great way to practice. Just keep looking for yourself in that mirror as you practice your spins. So now I want you to watch what goes on with my head as I come around. So nice lifted chest, lifted posture, lifted elbows, soft bend in the knees, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Always looking for you at the beginning and at the end of that turn. So those are my little tips. Other than that, this is something that takes a lot of practice, especially if you're not used to spinning. If spotting's a little dicey for you, just keep finding that same spot in the front as much as you can. Go slowly. Take more little foot taps if you need to do that to get used to the mechanics of that calibrated spin. Do 4 touches instead of 2 to come around. These are used a lot in fusion belly dance. They're used a lot in the different improvisational formats for fusion belly dance, like Datora style, like fat chants, etc., etc., etc. So I just wanted to give you those little nuggets to go forth and practice your calibrated spins and maybe refine that technique if it's a spin you do but you're not fully comfortable with, or if you're brand new to it, start small, start slow, you're going to get it. All right? Thank you for checking in with us today, and I will see you next time.